It's the start of another day, and like every day, the crew's getting together for its daily tailgate meeting.
Morning.
Sometimes known as a toolbox meeting, it's a 15 to 20 minute meeting where everyone gets together to talk about the day's work plan, and vitally, what hazards and safety measures the crew needs to keep in mind while they work.
Oh, Jack, the meeting broke.
And that's why everyone in the crew needs to go to the tailgate meeting.
We've got
The best kind of tailgate meeting, the most effective, the safest, is quite formal. It follows a set agenda where everything that's discussed is noted down and what everyone agrees to is documented. Documenting tailgate meetings and keeping them for your records is an absolute must and should be considered best practice, which can help for compliance auditing and for accident investigations. It's the only way to know that the likely hazards were discussed with the crew and that they definitely knew what to watch for and had agreed on how to manage them. How it's recorded depends on how the contractor or foreman, who usually leads the meeting, likes to work. Some like to use a diary or a customized workbook. They might work their way through a checklist of topics, writing in any comments. Others like to fill out a printed form, which are then compiled into a binder. You could find examples of these at safetree.nz. You could ask a printer to make a book or a pad up for you. Some prefer to do it all on a whiteboard or a wipe clean laminated form. If you do either of these, you'll need to take a digital photo of the board and save it for your records. If you do it on paper, you should write up the main points on a whiteboard in the break area, so the crew can check back throughout the day. A tailgate meeting is mostly about identifying what's happening on the day, any known or expected hazards, and anticipating how they'll affect the day's work. What's discussed will depend on the work plan, but it should include making sure you've got enough skilled people to do the day's tasks. What's the plan for today? Who's doing what job? What communications will you all be using today? Does the original work plan need updating? If so, make sure you document any changes and sign an authorization. Discuss what happened yesterday and anything you might have learned. Were yesterday's hazard controls effective? Does any crew training or supervision need to be written up? Critically, discuss and decide today's safe retreat positions and safety zones, and reinforce the 2 tree length rule. Don't forget to mark these off on the site map. Talk about what hazards you're likely to face today. Which ones do you know about? What other hazards might come up? If so, what controls will you use? Can you eliminate them or isolate them? If not, how can you minimize the risk of that hazard? Do you need to change the work plan to deal with it? Throughout the discussion, encourage everyone to speak up, ask questions, and give their opinions. Then record those decisions and have the crew sign their agreement. That's the way to be sure the right information is available to keep everyone safe and that everyone knows the safety plan. So, daily tailgate meetings are vital for 5 main reasons. 1. Discussing the day's work plan with the crew, any expected hazards to do with their work plan, and discuss near misses or accidents from yesterday. 2. Deciding how those hazards should be dealt with, including what the day's safe retreat positions are going to be. 3. Safety compliance. That's both for WorkSafe's audit requirements, following ACOP guidelines, and any requirements from the contractor or principal. 4. Keeping track of any training or supervision of crew members, equipment breakdowns or changes. And 5. Tailgate meetings are a daily reminder to everyone about their personal responsibility to stay safe on the job, while watching for everyone else's safety too. Tailgate meetings are how a crew starts their day the Safetree way.